Oh my goodness.
No, I was like introducing myself and all, and I was just like, hola, ¿cómo estás?
It's been great.
Yeah.
By the way, we didn't do an intro. Esvian, everybody. Esvian. You do a clapping animation or sound later.
Well, thank you guys for having me.
Yo, how you been, bro? I heard you're making bank now. You're working at a good job. Andy be telling me this stuff.
No, but first, I just want to say thank you guys for inviting me.
Of course.
I really-
What the fuck?
Thank you guys. I know it has been a while. No, it has been
We
a
haven't
while.
seen each other in a long
time.
bro.
And nice meeting you, man. Nice meeting you. So yeah, no, you know, thank Jehovah God that, you know, I got the opportunity to have a good job, you know. And after high school, we're gonna get into high school years, but after high school, right, I was like, you know what? I don't want to go to college. I didn't think fundamentally that college is something like beneficial to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, it can be. It could be for, it all depends on the field, right? But in my field, I felt like, no, I don't need college. So I went straight to a trade school. It's in New York. It's called Year Up.
Mm-hmm.
And I studied there. I was there for like a year. So half of it, 6 months, I was studying. And in the other 6 months, I went to an internship.
Okay.
So from the, excuse me.
Don't worry, bro.
It was my girl, sorry. Yeah, so basically, I internship at a Walmart office.
Okay.
So basically,
Around here or
in Hoboken.
Okay.
So basically, it was Jet at first. I was internship. I had a job at Jet, but then Walmart bought Jet because Jet was trying to compete with Walmart. But
Yo, you can't.
it's like saying Jeff Bezos, I'm gonna beat you. Nah, you're gonna be dead in the next like 2 months. Like
Stay in your garage.
Stay in your ground. No, just stand ground, bro. So yeah, so basically, I worked there for 6 months. Sadly, they couldn't hire me due to the fact that at least half of the branch they left. Like they had to fire people because of Corona.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So that's when you started.
yeah, and
Team from around there?
yeah. So unfortunately, I started working for Walmart at the wrong time,
Damn.
and he wanted me to. Like they were like, and then my old manager, his name was Craig, and he was like, no, like. He was telling to his other, the higher up.
Yeah.
His name was Peter. He was like, we want him, but they couldn't.
What did it come down to? Like when they spoke to you, like did they just tell you?
They said, unfortunately, like due to the fact that, and I saw everything that was going down. Everyone was packing their stuff, right?
Even veterans of the job, like old heads.
Some of them. Yeah, and it's crazy. It's Walmart, right? But it's crazy how like due to this whole pandemic, right? It changed everything.
Yeah,
completely.
but that's because a lot of things like also changed too. Like as far as like labor went too, like metrics for that also went down and
Exactly.
And a lot of people were also expected to work more because of COVID, because it was like you didn't have people around to distract you with type shit.
And you know what's even crazier is that COVID gave us a whole new perspective of technology, right? Not everything is digital, right? Like I noticed that
to your door.
They had to do a lot of things.
They had to adapt, right? And it's crazy how when the whole working from home thing started, everyone wants to work from home now.
Yeah.
Everyone, but I don't. I like to socialize. I like to have that human interaction.
People are still gonna
and I love
remote jobs at
exactly. And like to be honest with you, like I love to have that human interaction.
Hey,
you know?
yeah.
Like I want to be like, "Hola, señor, cómo estás?"
I don't feel panic.
So like I want to have that, but you don't have that through the
home
computer.
now, yeah, it's different.
Like, dude, I feel so like depressed. Like that's like the only way I could find right now. It's just depressed when I'm like behind the screen. I'm like, what am I doing?
You're working from home now, right?
Yeah, I'm working from home now.
What is your current job?
So so I work at a company called Reorg, right? So they deal with like bankruptcy files, right? Like chapter 11, 10K, so I'm technical support engineer, right?
Okay.
So I'm like basically I do everything. So I do help desk, right? Like, hello, is your computer working? And I manage tickets, I manage like projects, and then I do some like troubleshooting with like websites. Like I use a lot of like Google tool, like developers tool. Have you ever used that before? Yeah, like it's so funny when it comes to developers tool. I use that for like tests in math. I'll be like, yo, what's the answer? I'm like, okay, there you go. Straight up, boom. I felt like, wait, this is illegal, but like, I was like, whoa. But hey, I'm here. You gotta do what you gotta do, man. So luckily, thank God, I landed this job. I was actually unemployed after the whole Walmart thing, the whole, the shenanigan.
Yeah.
I was unemployed for 2 months. So, and then I started working with my dad, like doing demolition and doing delivery, right? So I did that, and then bam,
Yo, but thank God, bro.
Thank God.
You were off for 2 months. There were people that were off for a year and a half. There were people that are still
they're like, no problem at all. 1,300 every month from the government.
Yeah.
And
once that ended,
what's crazy of how people got so comfortable with that.
Mm-hmm.
Of how they're like, you know what, 1,300, I'm comfortable with that. And you know what it does is like, it just diminishes the work ethic.
Yeah, it enables you to be as lazy as you want to be. Yeah.
Exactly. And I bet you most of those people were the same people that are complaining about like, oh, look at those food stamp people that, they took advantage. But then they're in the couch like, man, yo, 1,300 in the bag. But yeah, like, it's just crazy. And my dad, thank God, like, my parents, they taught us, because I have basically 4 siblings, 1 sister and 3 brothers. So my parents taught us about like work ethics, right? And they taught us, hey, you need to work, in life, nothing's guaranteed. You had to work for it.
Yeah.
You could wish for a lot of things, but you need to put the work,
There's no entitlement here.
Exactly. So I was like, I had to do it. So luckily, I got this job, and I can finally, I could say that I'm comfortable now, like I'm good, and I don't get the rush for some people. They're like, why don't you move out? Why don't you move out? I don't want to. Exactly. I don't see the purpose. I don't see the point of moving out if I have the opportunities to save up, right?
Yeah.
And
I'm assuming you're still helping your family out with what we can.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? The first thing that came into my mind when I got that fat check, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna help my parents out. I was like, that's the first thing I did. No, even from my first job. I was like, nah, I'm gonna help my family out.
That's such an amazing feeling.
No, because that's an amazing feeling. Because at the end of the day, your parents gave so much to you, so you have to give something back at least, know. Because
when you look at it, like, it's breadcrumbs, but like, it's still something. Like, it's,
exactly.
Like, you're just trying to pay it back. Like,
exactly.
Well, that's what it was.
And a lot of them like will tell you like, no, keep your money, like save it, no. But then you're like, no.
You're like, oh, so. Yeah, that's about it. And, thank God. And I'm happy that you guys are doing great, and you guys, I've been watching all your podcasts. Amazing.
You're the best.
Amazing.
For real, thank you for all the support.
And I wanted to be here. Like, I see you texting. I was like, yo, give me the thing. I've been waiting. It's time. It's like Batman coming from the emerging from the shadows. Like, dun, dun, dun. Oh, God. So, yeah, but like, but what have you guys been up to, Well,
mainly me working. I've been working on the projects that I've been working on. We've been doing this. A lot of it's just, bro, trying to get ahead, because I just recently moved out from my house. So that's another.
How was that?
It's a little uncomfortable at first. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a little uncomfortable, especially when you don't feel like you're making enough to survive. You're a little scared at first. You don't know what to do exactly, but once you get your footing in, and you feel a lot, after the first week, you start managing your money better, you start budgeting, you feel a little more comfortable. So, to be honest, I'm comfortable now. I'm not gonna lie to you, the first 2 months was a little...
No, that's understandable. That's understandable.
It was like...
That's understandable. And that's good that dude... Yo, budgeting was not my thing back in the day.
Nah, yo.
Oh no!
Bro, I would spend check after check on stupid shit. Living with my parents. Like, it's a good thing that I did leave, because I needed that mental state, that healthy budgeting, that healthy keeping my money in track and all that.
And you know what? Like, I realized, like, we were going through a phase in high school, right, where we felt secure because we were under someone else's roof.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then after that, life just hits you.
Yeah.
Life.
And it's crazy to think that a lot of the kids that I think it wouldn't have hit them as hard, it did. Like, look, Sumo also has, a rough story,
Yep. I saw that.
Yeah, and who else? Fucking Brian Edward. Everybody's like, we're all working, bro. You realize, the fucking bills are hitting you.
They're like, damn.
Can't be fucking around, man.
Exactly. And the thing is that, but, obviously, the whole point of us working is like to get to that goal that we want, right? And my goal is to be stable,
That's all you want, stability.
I want stability, and I don't want to I don't want to be like depressed, I don't want to be like, man, I'm working, but what am I going to do with this money? You get me?
Have you been? Be honest, have you been?
Yeah, right. But the thing is that right now, like everything is like I have things to like
Keep you steady.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So and like I have a girlfriend now, and like I don't know if she's gonna watch this, but like I'm planning to, I'm planning later later on I'm planning to like to settle down. So that's my goal, that's my mentality right now.
How long you guys been together?
About a year now.
Okay.
No, but we've been knowing each other for years.
Okay.
For years. And then, and the thing is that, as I mentioned, you guys know I'm a Jehovah's Witness, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I spoke about that.
Yeah, we used to laugh about it.
I don't like
Fucking right.
I know, it's okay. It's like, Sumo, every
day.
single time you would walk around, you'd be like, dude, everything. I'll be walking up, first he would do the whole WWE, he'd be like, you'd be like, choke slam and all that, and then the next day he'd be like, do you want to learn about Lord Savior Jesus Christ? I'm like, oh my god, you want to? And he'd be like, oh, bro, no, that's not. Flat Earth, please. I remember when he was debating everyone about flat Earth. He was debating me, right? As like, because I don't know a lot about science, but I was debating him in the biblical side, right? So I was going back and forth, and he was like, so when he won't know that I'm beating him biblically, he goes to scientifically, and I'm like, dude, that's not my strong, meat. I'm like, don't do that. I was like, don't do that. No, but shout out to Sumo, you're a great debater, not gonna lie.
He's coming actually next week.
He is?
Yeah.
Can we do like a duo?
Nah.
That's already happened.
Yeah, we got a special guest that
I can't reveal both of them.
Yeah.
Damn. But so like I remember those days, and like I just reminisce,
Yeah.
Like I'm just sitting there on my bed. I don't know why in my bed, but like I just think about it. I'm like, damn,
I had it good. Yeah.
I had it good. We had it good. We had a good. Like for example, our high school wasn't that bad.
No, we talk about it all the time. We tell everybody.
I think the only thing was shit was the computers.
No one could log in.
We're like these Macs.
All my electives that dealt with computers were just free periods. So we're like,
Exactly.
go have a third lunch. Like I actually wanted to learn in those ones. That shit got me mad.
And the thing is that we had so many. The high school provides so many programs, right?
Yeah.
So many opportunities for students. So like I just think back, I'm like, we had it good.
We did, but the one thing I always like go back that, and it kind of gets me a little aggravated, is that they don't push you to do all these things. They lay them out, but they don't push you to pursue them. And that was always like kind of an issue with me. It was like, I like music, I like the arts, I like stuff like that. They weren't really, you should do it. You should do it. No, it was just like, if you want to.
Yeah.
And
if you want,
you're good.
It's okay. It's like, if you want to drop out, you can.
Yeah, and they will push you to that.
And you know what's crazy? Yeah, that's the fact. That's a fact. That's crazy. Where they will be like, you know what? We try to help you. That's it.
Yeah.
And what happened? And what happened to the whole, don't leave a kid behind.
Yeah.
Like they're like, what?
We got 3,000 kids. We gotta be fun.
Oh, you're paying for lunch? Oh, get out of here.
Yeah, they have their favorites in there though.
Yeah.
The AA students, bro.
Well,
when we were there, because now it's like a part of.
So basically, what I've heard so far.
He's in the high school.
You're in the high school. Tell us, bro. Tell us what's going on there.
So annoying.
That's the first thing he says. Annoying.
I'm walking through the halls. I'm trying to go to English. People are twerking in the hallway. People are making now. I'm trying to go through the crowd. If you bump into them, they're like, "What's up? What's up? You want to fight?"
We're like, the security guys like, "Why are you doing that? We're TikTok influencers." Like, we have the permission to do that. And I'm like, what? But that's crazy, right? That's crazy. And then now I heard that the AA went to they transferred to like Jose Marti.
No,
right?
Well, yeah, the STEM school is now Jose Marti.
Yeah, Jose Marti.
Well, that's where the STEM Academy is, and all the smart students, whatever.
Yeah.
And the AA that building became a part of the high school. So now they just switch classes back and forth. But a bunch of teachers left apparently. So Mr. Campbell left.
Oh, I never had him.
He's a
Is Mr. Luther from Cisco?
Cisco? I don't know.
Mr. Lewis.
The principal?
No, he's a Cisco teacher. Networking. Yeah, he was the bomb.
We had networking in our school. You see what I'm talking about? He never put you for these.
So basically, like, because like I was pursuing like technology, so I did networking, robotics, and I didn't do coding because I was like, nah, that's too hard. But later on, due to my job, I had to learn it. So I was like, oh my god. But yeah, and it's crazy. Like I said, but we had it easy. We had it, and that's crazy. And then I heard like our class was actually one of the best because legit in our class we got funded.
After they were talking all that shit.
Yeah, but you know they're like, hey,
What do you know? We got funded.
So basically, I heard that. I remember I was walking down the hallway, and I see like these. I don't know. They were Koreans, Chinese. I don't know. You can't really tell the difference. But basically, so no offense. So
Asian descent.
Asian descent, right? They were walking by, and I'm like, "What's going on here?" Like, whoa, Kim Jong Un trying to find recruits, like. I was like, whoa. So I was like, what's going on here? So then I heard, from some different districts, right? From different countries.
You out of all people, you.
Let's just go past it.
No, don't put that in the street.
He goes back in the class, is like, guys, you should have seen it. He was like,
So basically, I heard that it was different representatives from like school districts around the world.
Okay.
That they were like, observing us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, when they left, there was like a big funding to our school. I don't know how much it was, but I heard it was a lot. So I was like, it looks like we're doing something good. Like, it looks like we're doing something good.
Well, I mean, did we have some of the best grades? I don't know. I wasn't at the top. I know that for sure. But
How many times did we go to MetLife? Like school.
Once.
Oh, but
The school.
but
not like while we were in school. I'm saying the school.
I think twice, right?
twice? I
Yeah.
think twice. Yeah, twice.
Ours?
Times.
Yeah,
And
so
then-
if it was twice or 3 times, that means that our class got them there once. So
That's true. That's a big
No,
part.
actually, you know what's crazy? That's a good point. You know why? For example, for football, what I remember is that we went not only to MetLife, but at least we went to MetLife and about
Basketball too. We made it to the finals.
and soccer too. We actually won
that's right.
the championship. That's crazy.
But for girls soccer, wasn't it?
No, it was for guys.
Right.
Yeah, we
for both.
I say we. I wasn't even part of it. We. Oh man, my back hurts for carrying all that information. It's like, man, I'm the biggest advocate of UC. They should pay me. Like, but yeah,
Records keeper. I know who won.
I don't need a
what.
computer. I got it all in here.
And they
knowledge.
won participation trophies.
2010. The girls
2010.
soccer team won.
Oh man, but
That's crazy. I didn't know that we were at the top of the game back in the day.
We really were.
I mean, I just remember seeing Valdez on the TV once on like Snapchat, and
yeah, he was.
he was like, "Yo, he mad as fuck."
always pissed off,
I
bro.
think that was when we started
Who
losing.
was the dean of students again? Miss Machado.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's talk about the whole school shooter thing.
But this was such a.
Let me talk about.
But I just want to before you do, I just want to say that for me personally, there was no malice. It was just genuinely. I just repeated it.
Yeah, you repeated it, and I know it was. Let me tell you how it went down. So basically, I was sitting there, I was chilling, and then Christopher, right? Chris, I think it was Christopher or Chris. I don't know, one of those two. Yeah. So he got up and took my book bag and he like threw it in the trash can, right? So I was like, okay. I know him, so like we're cool like that. So I was like, okay, yeah, blah blah. And then I hear, I don't know who said it, they're like, yo, Ezra, you're gonna let him disrespect you like that? And I'm like, I picked it up, I turned around, and I said the following words. I was like, what do you want me to do? You think I'm that white kid that's gonna shoot up the school? I said, do you think I'm that white kid? I'm not gonna say I'm gonna do it, right? So I sit right back down. Across the room, and he's like, okay. Miss Crespo walks, she's approaching her chair, sits down. I thought everything, was gonna be a normal day. This guy says, he repeats what I said. Miss Crespo, who said that? This guy gives me the sinister grin. He goes, Esvian. I'm like, what? I'm like, and then she's like, I had to report this. Yo, Miss Machado on speed dial. I was like, this is not your first rodeo. Like, she had her in speed dial, so she's like, calls her up. Miss Machado was there like in a minute. I promise you guys, in a minute.
Is that for real? Can you confirm?
Funny, yeah.
Yeah. So when they approach Miss Machado, she comes up thinking that she has muscle. She's like, who said that? And
I
I'm
was
like,
so scared. I thought I had like got us being arrested for life.
So, and then she was like, who's the asshole that said, part of my language, but I'm just repeating what she said. She was like, who's the asshole that said that? And I'm like, me. So I was like, me. And then the cop was like, son, you have to come with me. And I'm like, so he grabbed me by the arm. I'm like, I'm not even a threat. I don't have anything on me.
Coming with you, like you said.
No, I'm like, I'm complying, right? I'm chewing. I had gum in my mouth, right? But I wasn't. He's like, so basically, I wasn't chewing obnoxiously, right? I was just.
Man, like, can you stop fucking?
No. This guy gives me like the most, like, he looks straight in my eyes through my soul, and he's like, throw that gum away. And I'm like, okay. Okay, blah, blah, blah. We go back down. They put me in a separate room. I'm just there. I feel like Hannibal Lecter, right? I'm just like, yeah. I'm like, It's like, what am I gonna do? So, the principal walks in. I forgot his name. He walks in. He's like,
Mr. Lewis.
Mr. Lewis. And then he's like, he gives me a pen. No, he gives me a pen and a paper, right? And I'm like, what am I gonna do? Write my will? Like, what am I gonna do? That's it. This is it. You're not gonna see me again.
A child behind you with a strap.
It's like straight to the psych ward. America.
We're gonna show you the eagle.
So he was like, he's like, oh, so write about what happened, right? So I did the most eloquent, like essay I did in my life, right? Just to show that I'm not crazy, right? I'm like, this is what happened, blah, blah. And then he gets the paper, walks. So Machado and everyone's in the other room. The high school has some they have some weak installation because I could hear everything. So Machado was like, no, he's a menace to society. She was like banging the witch. She's like, he's a menace to society. He shouldn't be in this school. He should be evaluated for a good 2 weeks. And I'm like, it was just a joke. It just came out.
Yo, you know
right?
for a fact that's not even the worst she's heard in that school.
But hey, I'm white, so and look, hey, I don't know. Maybe I was tired that day, so I look depressed. I don't know. She's like, it's fitting. He's like the scenario. I'm 1 year into it. She's like, oh no. So yeah,
All the parameters.
yeah. So basically,
He's in band class.
Another one. You fit it in the case.
He's like, where's the case? That's a good one. Oh, he left me hanging, but that's okay. He said, what is it?
You left me hanging.
So basically, and then I don't know who they brought witness. They brought Chris and they brought you, right? I don't know. They didn't
bring me.
Damn, they should have.
So yeah, they.
Who's that,
I feel threatened.
You would have been a dick.
And then I bet you, once he's done in that room, he just walks out, looks at me, he does a sinister grin again, and just walks away.
The whole thing was that Esvian really was the victim that day. His backpack was the one thrown in the trash. And
I feel like
that's why it all started.
I feel like I'm the Joker, society made me like.
Comes out of there with you. Starts dancing and shit.
I'm like, so basically they brought up Chris. He testified for me. Man, I feel like I'm in court. He testified for me. Everything was going well. So they're like, oh, you're gonna talk to one of the counselors.
Okay.
I went to another room. So right, I was like, okay. I sat down and they asked me this. They were like, how are you? I'm like, good. Is everything okay at home? Yes.
Are you a murderer?
They're like, be honest, do you own any weapons? I looked straight in her eyes. I said, no. No, I try not to. But I was like, no. And she's like, okay, how did your parents treat you? And I'm like, my parents disciplined me. I was like, but they love me. I added, oh, but I know you guys are following protocol, and I understand that. But I'm gonna be sincere with you, right? I know I'm not crazy, right? I was like, to be fair for what I said, I was referring to like to something else. I wasn't saying that I'm gonna do it. You get me? I'm completely fine.
Yeah.
I have no malicious intent to do any harm to anyone, right? I don't have any history of that. She looked at me, she's like, you know what, I believe you. And I'm like, yeah. And I was like, I know, like
Being tricked.
Reaches into the backpack.
I'm like, hold up,
It's my
no. So basically, they called my dad. They're like, your dad wants to talk to you. I know he was gonna say it. He was like, we're gonna talk at home. Hangs up. Dude, just like that. I felt like I was talking to like, oh my god, to Saul. You know Saul, the guy? He was like, he said, you want to play a game? Just like that. He was like, we're gonna talk home. And then boom, he just hangs up. So I was like, okay. I know he's just gonna talk to me. He's not gonna whoop me or anything. So after that, I go home. My dad was
They're
like,
going to show a skull.
Oh, what my dad did.
yeah, so basically, so I went home. My dad spoke to me. You know, he was chill about it. You know, he was like, obviously through the phone, he had to assert some dominance. You know,
Yeah.
he's gonna be like, you know what, we're gonna talk. But then when I went home, he was like, as in, tell me why you did this, tell me why you said it. And look, see, that's what I like about my dad, and that's what every parent should do. You know, like, don't get mad.
You,
Look, just be understanding. You know, and the day he talked, dude, I felt calm. You know, the whole thing with my dad, he was like, why did you do it? And he's like, oh, don't do it again, please, you know, because you have a bright future ahead. Man, he made me reflect everything. I was like, man, I should just shut up. I was like,
Yeah, Brian, because he believes in you.
yeah, and that's the thing. So, like, I think that's what really instilled in my head throughout all these years, where, like, I knew I could do anything because my parents believed in me.
So that whole school shooter incident was good.
Like, the whole
great man.
Epiphany. You're welcome. You know those MTV movies when the end it's like he became a doctor. he's like became a school counselor. so yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
It ended a whole different way.
And, you know, and that's the thing. But the thing is that I kept my cool. You know, like, and I don't know why Chris said that I look nervous. This is how it, bro. Straight to the camera. I was like this the whole time.
Yeah.
I was like that. I was just like that. Always my hand over on the table. I was like, no, I'm
Maybe
good.
he's never seen you that well behaved before, because in class you didn't sit like that.
Nah.
No one said
Yeah,
that.
and you know, to be honest with you, like, I always have to move. You know, like, I can't stay still because, like,
see?
yeah.
Okay.
So you know, it's hard for me to like concentrate. Or like, my attention span, I've been improving. Of course, I've been improving a lot. But it's like but I had to move. You know.
Yeah.
So, but I've been working on that. I've been working on that a lot. But like, I should have just kept my mouth shut that day. Oh, man.
Wait, what grade was that though?
That was Crespo. So that was like,
Oh, shit. I think that was 10 or... No.
Sophomore?
not freshman year, sophomore, junior year.
No, it must have been junior year, because I met you senior year around that time when we had no. Sheehy, what's Sheehy? Junior.
Mr. Sheet. Let's talk about Mr.
He's
Sheet.
a goat.
So he's a goat. You know
Goated
why?
teacher.
You know why? What I really appreciate about him is that he could have civil discourse.
Yeah, with
That's
anybody.
with anyone. For example, remember that incident that we had with Precious?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so basically we were talking about BLM, right? So you know, like Mr. Sheehy, he's a Democrat, right? So me and you, we were saying about how, but you're not considering black on black crime.
Yeah.
The moment we said that, yo, Precious, she looked so pressed. She was like, excuse me. Like, so when I noticed that, because I was like observing her body language, I was like, nah, we had to stop. We had to stop. And Mr. Chi, but with Mr. Chi, but like, that's what I appreciate about him. Like, he could, he disagrees, but
He mediated for you?
yeah, he was like,
yeah.
he was like, oh, but what about this? What about that? But respectful, right? Like, yeah, he disagreed and he gave some good points, but not like, you are an abomination, like, bro, you white supremacist.
Yeah, he's not Mr. What's his name? From summer school.
Well, I never did that.
Yeah, but Rojas will get mad. That's fun.
Yeah, so basically that's what happened, and then I was just like, I looked at Lewis, and I was like, yeah, we should stop. I was like, nah.
He looks at me, he's like, 13%.
Equates to 100%. What do you say to that, Precious?
Yeah, but that was funny. Like I just saw her and I was like, man, we need to stop.
Yeah,
like,
what did she? He did say, "Excuse me," right? Or she said something. Yeah, she got mad.
but basically, that was the only thing she said. She said, "Excuse me," and then she just kept on like she just had her head down, and I'm like, I just know she just wants to say something so badly, and I was like,
And then after that, Mr. Sheehy kind of said,
yeah. He was like, after class. He said, after class. Yeah. I'm sorry if I cut you off.
No, you good.
Yeah.
That's what he said, and then we kind of calmed down. And we stopped talking.
Yeah, exactly. But like, I felt like if the conversation continued, or if we let her have the floor, it would have gone sideways completely. Sure. Because I knew for a fact she was gonna like blow, you know. Yeah. So and to be honest with you, like I'd rather have a civil discourse, you know, like a good discourse, than just like yelling, you know, like what's the point? Yeah, you're just being emotional, right? You're just saying things out of.
It's funny because me and him would argue about like video games and stuff.
Yeah,
and we would get pretty emotional.
Oh, remember we had an argument about Watchmen? You said that you didn't like the whole like black and white depiction of like Rorschach, like how he sees the world.
But that's how he is.
And I tell him too the same thing because he loves that movie. I like the movie. I like the fucking movie. He's cold. But it just doesn't work that way.
The thing is that I'm gonna be honest with you.
This isn't the real world.
I'm gonna be honest with you. When it comes to the gray zone, it's really dangerous because at the end of the day, everything is black and white. That's just how it is. Everything is black and white. I think you can't be in the middle because at the end of the day, you're gonna pick a side. At the end of the day, you could be as neutral as possible, but internally,
I feel like
let me reiterate.
I'm for Switzerland.
He's saying, look, you can have your own whatever on the spectrum from left to right.
Yeah, exactly.
But regardless of what you decide, at the end of the day, history is going to show that you still chose a side.
You think so?
Like internally, you're gonna decide. You could like, you know, from a external. Yeah, and basically,
we just gotta make sure we're writing the book. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah. So basically, you know, like for example, as a witness, right? Like, yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but at the end of the day, like for example, when it comes to politics, right? I don't vote. I don't believe. This is my beliefs, right? Like I don't believe that a human can govern us, right? Like, I believe that the only government that's pure is you know Jehovah's kingdom, right? But at the end of the day, that's a side.
Yeah, it is.
Look, see, we say that we're neutral, right? But at the end of the day, we're taking whose side?
Our own beliefs.
Or God's, you know, because we believe it, you know, it's God's side, right? So, you know, but at the end of the day, what I really appreciate going back to Sheehy, right? Is like, I love how he could just have a calm conversation. And that's what I love. That's what I love. Like, I could disagree with people, and then I'm like, okay, and then...
Yeah, it's that open-minded.
Exactly, being open-minded and not just like blocking, because you know what? You learn a lot from the opposite.
And that's a lot. Call back to what the podcast is for.
Exactly.
Talk about unpopular opinions and not label anyone radioactive.
Exactly.
That's a lot of the earlier conversations that we had were about that because it's important to voice your opinion, especially in a town like this. You know, small. It's not a small town. It's a dense town with a lot of people, but it's not a big.
And a lot of people came from everywhere.
Exactly.
Our Union City High School did not have just Union City people.
No,
we had people from North Bergen and Jersey City. Some people from New York. Like
exactly.
It was just shit was weird.
Exactly. Oh, what did you say, man? I'm sorry.
We're getting Ukrainians.
Oh, that's crazy! Oh, there's a bunch of Ukrainians in Jersey City. I noticed that because they're like their flags are everywhere.
That's good though.
Yeah,
we're helping them out. I mean,
No, I'm pretty sure members have a Ukrainian student. Like from
what happened? That's good.
That's good. That's good.
What do you think about that whole situation? Do you think
the whole Ukraine?
You heard Ukraine with Russia?
That's just
Ukraine is not backing down though.
No, they're not backing down. The thing is that of course, I think as human civilization, I think we've already overcome the idea of conquering, right? That's done. I don't understand why that has to be a thing nowadays, right? I think now what we need to focus on, of course, being a humanitarian, working together, and that's
being a human race.
Exactly, right? That's the whole point. I don't really see, but what's really detrimental to us is like putting sanctions. Yeah, exactly. Sanctions
prices
because most of the oil Russia owns, right? So and most other materials as well. So you know, there's always pros and cons, right?
I like how you put it though, because in conquering it, like in that sense, it makes sense. Like our world should be like most of our land should already be explored, and whatever is uninhabitable is uninhabitable, and
Uninhabitable,
what is
yeah.
habitable is
Yep.
most likely already inhabited.
Taken,
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
what I'm trying to say is that I feel like the way humanity should probably progress is either, however they're trying to already, is which is to the moon, or I feel like since we don't know anything about our seeds yet, still, I feel like we should try and do something toward that direction as to finding out where the bottom is, or trying to build some sort of structure that can survive like feet down in the water, so we don't have to worry about running out of land.
Running
Because
out
then we
of
can
land, yeah.
have structure.
And you know what's crazy, and that's a good point, because in China, right, they even have a law about how many kids you could have, because there's some, because they're overpopulated.
And it's
right?
crazy because how many movies like show shit like that and show depictions like that,
One
like
per household.
Yeah. Yep.
And
It's
a lot
crazy.
of movies started like that where they were like, "Oh, you're I have to give you up or whatever," and then you end up becoming like the fucking chosen one, and then changing the whole government or whatever the fuck. Whole revolution plot right there.
For example, I saw the movie Blade Runner, the first one and the second one, right? Amazing movie, right? But the second one caught my eye, right? Like, you know, depicting the future, like, you know, basically people being desensitized. Huh?
It depicts the future again.
Yeah, again. Again.
Back in the 80s, you're like, oh, that's gonna be 2000.
Oh god! You know what's crazy? That's a good point, because the Back to the Future. Remember they went to 2012 and they were like flying cars, and in 2012 I'm like, Dad, where's my car? Where's my car? Where's my Nike shoes? I could like on my hoverboard. So yeah, so in that movie, right? It's how people are desensitized, right, by technology, right? And like now and especially the main protagonist, to find love, he has like this AI.
Yeah.
Right. So like he feels like he has more in common with the AI than a human being itself. Right. So I'm like, damn, we're really gonna go like, you guys think, I want to hear your opinion. You really think that we're gonna get there?
Well, think about it.
We already started.
We already started. I mean,
Yeah.
People are obsessed with Vocaloids and those YouTubers.
not even that. Like,
What is that?
A virtual tuber.
Oh, is it the one that like
They
they're?
look like little anime characters.
Oh yes, I saw that.
Okay.
Yeah. I saw in YouTube Shorts. I get recommended this. I'm like, why am I getting this like out of nowhere? And it's like, yeah, I saw that. That's crazy.
It's a starting form of what you guys are just talking about.
Yeah, that's crazy.
well, think everything is becoming VR now, so you're gonna be immersed into a lot more media.
Metaverse.
So
yeah.
think about this. Like, sadly, pornography is such a like detrimental, media to your health.
Yeah.
Are you
It
gonna-
fucks you up a lot.
You
So
gonna say what I think you're gonna say?
What the?
should we ban it?
I thought you were gonna say VR porn or some shit.
No. But imagine how much has porn desensitized our
Yeah.
society.
And the thing is that actually I've done, people made fun of me because I did this in middle school. I made a whole paper, I wrote a whole paper about banning pornography, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy how when I did this when I did the research, right, it opened my eyes to how much effect, especially in Europe, like BDSM, yeah, how it's like really influenced over there, right? It's crazy. It's crazy.
I'm not even like joking. What does that stand for again, fully?
So I don't know what it's mostly like it's like so basically like they use like objects and like you get strapped, all that. It's like some kinky. It's like kinky.
It's for masochists and sadists.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and like basically it's for everyone.
Words.
Please, they're triggering me. So basically, and basically as a Jehovah's Witness, right? Like remember we had a discussion about being moral, about being having integrity. Remember?
And she's
It was with what was the guy's name?
Integrity Farms.
I forgot his name. The one that said that. Remember we had this other discussion saying that he said that the natives. I said that the natives they didn't have their own government.
oh yeah.
Yeah. So basically, no, that's a lot. That's all. No. Well, okay. I'm not gonna touch upon that too much, huh?
Tribalism. It's a whole different kind of.
The totem
That's not.
pole.
But the thing. But look, I'm not gonna get into it. But the thing is that. But if you want to go by the books and by definition, it's not it's not like a sovereignty. There you go.
Right.
So that's the proper term for government. Sovereignty. Right? It's not a sovereignty. It's more like, for example, when you turn tribalism, it's more like a community thing.
The structure is completely.
Yeah, it's just different. So, but even Ms. Shi, we had a discussion that you agreed with me on that. And he gave me a whole, he had a whole presentation. I'm like, you were ready for this. Like, this guy was ready. So, but yeah. He's like, he was me? He's like, he was me. So yeah, so back to that. So, I feel like personally, right? This is just my beliefs, right? But you could just give your own opinion, of course. That being a Jehovah's Witness, it helped me to evade all that, right? All the porn, all this immorality in the world, to be clean. Yeah, I had my tribulations. I had to agree. We all did. We all did, right? But at the end of the day, it's the point is like to overcome it. Right?
Yeah.
And when I did overcome it, I was like, I feel like you feel good. I felt good. I felt really fine because like I felt like I was free because it's a weight. And what's crazy? In my research that I did with porn is actually more addicting than cocaine. Yeah, it's more addicting to cocaine.
What do you think? It's a very popular medium.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's
Like,
crazy.
they got over 2,000 pages.
Just dedicated to that one.
And it's crazy and it's scary, right? How the behind the scenes, especially how the women are treated. We never consider that, how they're treated, right? Is that like they're treated as like just objects.
Yeah.
Right. And like I remember I saw this documentary, right, where they said that they put a lot of like supplements for them to keep on going. And there was an incident where this guy died. Crazy.
Yeah.
They don't care. They don't care about you.
It's usually those that end up going down under.
Yeah.
That's the hard stuff. It's usually these small groups, like studio. Like you only hear about these major studios, right? Like you hear Bang Bros from the memes.
Yeah.
You know them. But the small ones you don't know about, they go under because of stuff like that.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, imagine like a lot of porn stars are actually they have killed themselves due to how they are portrayed and all that.
Last year, I forgot who did it. I forgot her name. She killed herself. Yeah.
It was August Ames also. It was years ago. Some girl named August Ames had killed herself because she had been regretful of what she was doing in porn and all this stuff. And it's like, and that's why there's a gray area. Not to argue.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
Not to argue with you guys, but
Yeah.
you can't be black and white about that because it's like she did what she did, right? But it's like, all right, she wants
her
to.
life.
She regretted it, and it's
Yeah.
like, how are you supposed to feel? Am I supposed to villainize her because she did porn?
And to be honest with you, for example, I don't see. For example, when it comes to God, right? He doesn't hate the person. He just hates what they're doing, and he's clear about that, right? He just hates what they're doing.
All.
At the end of the day, that's it. God loves all, and when it comes to like homosexuals and all that,
He loves them too.
yeah, no, that too. That's crazy of how people have
I'm sorry.
deformed the message, right?
Yeah.
Of like, oh my God, no, God hates them. Oh my God, he despises them. No, he just doesn't disagree.
It's
he just
like,
disagrees
it's like when,
with
but it's
the whole
exactly like
concept.
how a family is like the structure is, where it's like it's just your dad being disappointed in you. It's not that he hates you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, he's still gonna love you. At the end of the day, he's still, and then and especially when it comes to those households where like the father just disowns the
The
member or like the member of the family.
son, yeah.
No, that's not right. And especially when it comes to like being a witness, right? Like they teach us to be respectful, right? Be like, that's your beliefs, that's fine. At least if you don't push it into my life, that's okay. Just be you, and that's it. At the end of the day, I feel like these whole different ideas build culture, right? It makes us unique as human beings, having all these different ideas, having all these different beliefs. So, and I see that, personally, I see that as a beautiful thing, I see all these religions, all these backgrounds. I'm like, man, like, we're living in a good world, like in a diverse and, vibrant world,
Yeah, because all you do in school is read about how all that shit was fucking illegal. If you did do that shit, it was free for you.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
And the thing is that, for example, like at the end of the day, we don't advocate violence. We don't condone violence.
No.
We just hope for the best. That you change, right? But that's our belief, right? Like, of course, right? People say that, oh, but like you're born that way, blah blah. Okay, we respect that, and then we just move on. Yeah, exactly. So like,
I learned shit sometimes.
yeah, exactly. And at the end of the day, for me, I don't have hate towards anyone. I've learned that throughout the years. Like I don't.
So maybe Xavier.
You came here to get revenge.
To be honest,
Hello.
if he had brought a bag, I wouldn't have done.
I'll be like, this is my story.
I'm gonna from bone case.
But yeah, so and I could say that I'm living my best life, so far, like
That's
like I'm actually internally, I feel like I'm good, now I'm doing good spiritually, I'm doing good financially, I'm doing good emotionally, You know, I could say finally,
You're
you
at
know,
peace.
I'm at peace.
I thought it was gonna be like,
Internal peace.
and that's when I came to tell you gentlemen about the word of God.
No, but and you know what, like it's something, and even you know this, it is, you know, we spoke about it a couple of
Yeah,
times, like how important it is for me, right? But of course, I don't want, you know, I'll be like, brother, brother. But hey, Julian, you know, I feel like I feel so special when Julian says brother. I'm like, it's like the bond you see doves everywhere. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, oh, yeah. You'd be like, but yeah, like I could finally say it now. You know, I'm happy now. So that's crazy.
You know, and the only thing we ask for is that you stay that way. Hopefully, your mental health is always like that. You know. Also,
For the better.
Yeah, everything for the better. At the end of the day, I feel like we should, as a society, we should progress and degress. You know, because I think nowadays we're just focusing more. We're not focusing on the most important things in life. You know, so
It's mainly just ideology fighting. As
exactly.
opposed to actual.
I think everyone's
Actual thing.
I think
Exactly.
everyone's looking for
When it-
distractions until they die. Honestly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's how I feel when it comes to when people say, "Oh my God, America's the best" and all that. I'm like, at the end of the day, I feel like
You try.
we try, but like the thing is that we're so focused on, like you said, and that's a good point, ideologies, right? But what about, like, you know, about the environment? What about, you know, about other things that are happening in the country, right? And around because here's the thing, what we do here affects other people as well, because we are you know, we're important to everyone else. For example, like China, like Germany.
Yeah.
So
we're the example. We're the example. We're trying to
that's
be the
crazy,
example.
but that's crazy. We're an example for the Western civilization.
Like if you were to put it in an analogy,
That's
like when
crazy.
you get compared to like your older brother, and you're like,
Yeah.
be like him,
Be like him.
like
Exactly.
you're a country, and you're like, be like America.
and I feel like, for example, no, it's not being like, I'm not, when I say like you know, America, like, I'm not saying like, oh, I'm like patriotic or anything,
yeah.
but I'm living here. That's the thing. So like, obviously I have a voice, you know. I
Yeah,
have, like,
that's
know.
also like why
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of immigration.
You know how powerful it
happens,
is?
like-
Wilson, when he went to go vacation, when he went and he just told some random chick that was visiting there too, but somewhere else, some other country. He's like, I'm an American. Who's him like that? Just
That's how it is.
And
And-
I'm in the military and American. Bam.
America.
Well,
Did you see that meme? He was like, "You're the eagle." Did you see that meme? It was like a kid. He was like, "You're disrespecting the future soldier." America.
Is there anyone that was like that in ROTC for you?
Oh my god.
yo, there was a
No,
bunch.
wait, there was a meme where it was like when the school shooter and the RTC kids like, I've been preparing myself for that. It takes like the replica like R-15s. They're like, oh, I can't shoot. But yeah,
Like simulation.
It would have been him versus who was that, the tall kid or something.
oh yeah. Oh
He
man.
would always be like, tie your shoe. Bro, relax.
Or like stand up for the pledge of
Wait,
allegiance.
you had another student telling you to tie your shoe and stand up?
I'm like, bro, relax. You're just
like-
an ROTC. You're not an army soldier.
Yeah, and that's crazy, right? How
It's the discipline.
this is
They got to you. That's
but the
what
thing
it
is that, for example, my dad, he was in the Navy, right? But from Honduras, right? But the thing is that what he did appreciate the discipline, but he said that it comes with a price, patriotism, right? It gets really inside of you, right? And he told me that you know, for some guys, you know, it gets to their heads. They're like, oh, I'm superior, you know, like, oh, because I'm part of this, you know.
It's
So
all psychological plates to help.
yeah.
I hate to say the word manipulate, but
Yeah, and you know what, and that's a good thing, because what is manipulation? What, like, you know, what to what certain extent it is manipulation, right?
Well,
So
you're converting what
yeah.
would be a normal civilian into what
Yeah.
you're calling soldier, and
Yeah.
that's when they check soldiers.
and you know what, when it comes to that,
Monsters.
and then you know what, and it's because when it comes to civilians, there's a whole different. You know, he's like, and you know, when it comes to civilians and soldiers, they have two different lives, you know, and you need to have two different mindsets because of that. So that's why I said about, you know, what is manipulation, you know, because at the end of the day, you need to change. You need to, like, you know, change.
What's the better word?
I would say like,
I said manipulation.
because manipulation is like a cognitive. That's the
Right.
thing. Yeah, like, I feel like it's more negative, but at the same time, it all depends on your political view.
There's a price to pay.
Yeah.
Patriotism.
Yeah.
You fight that while you do it.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, like, it all depends on like on your beliefs, right?
Well, there's a
Like,
movie that challenges that idea to the T. Fucking Full Metal Jacket. right?
Yeah.
Joker.
That's crazy.
Joker wears a peace sign on his helmet.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he has killer written on his helmet.
Yeah.
So he's like, he says to the, what was it? One of the drill sergeants, he asks him, well, what is that ridiculous thing you have on your fucking head? And
Yeah.
Oh, it's like, I was thinking about the duality of man, sir. Listen to yourself. We're fighting for God's right. And that's where the manipulation comes in. We're fighting for God's, plan for us Americans to push forward and try it.
And I would have been like, okay.
he's like, okay.
And that scene ends right there. And then as that scene ends, they go deep into Vietnam.
That's crazy.
And
that movie was
intense.
It was intense.
It's intense.
Yeah. And then oh, I'm sorry, bro.
No. I was going off what you guys were saying. You did.
Oh, okay. Oh, and like Apocalypse Now.
Another one, yeah.
That movie was insane.
When you at the beginning, bro, just the opening scene when he's drinking and he's like going crazy.
Going crazy, yep.
That shit is.
And that's that's PTSD right there for you. You know, like that's the outcome of war. You know. So,
you ever watch Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah, that movie was good too. And you know what it is? I'm a really big, like, you already know this, like, I'm a really big movie guy, right? And like I admire this guy because you would tell me about like you want to be like a
director,
director. What happened to that? Let's talk about that real quick. What happened to that?
I love writing more than anything. I love writing and all that, and I did want to do it. But mentally, I'm not as strong as most people. So when I graduated, my father told me to not pursue that. Because I remember, do you remember I would tell him, I'd be like, oh, I want to go into school for cinematography. He's like, oh, does that get you a job? You know, those questions. Does that get you a job? Where does that get you? This and that. And he kind of pushed me to do trade school.
Trade school.
I didn't want to do it, right? And I didn't even want to go to college, but movies were like the only thing that were like keeping me moving. Like I loved watching
You related
movies.
to them a lot?
Yeah, a lot. So that kind of crushed that dream of like being a director one day or being a screenwriter one day because no one had pushed me to that level. No one had pushed me to that state. So I went to trade school for about a year. And I went for electrical. And I'm not saying electrical is a bad field. It is not.
No, it's not. It's not. And it all depends on the company that you work for, right? And there's a lot of positions for and different positions for electrical, right? Yeah. So, for example, you remember Edwin Hernandez? You remember? You guys know Edwin Hernandez?
Edwin
Hernandez. He has like glasses, black hair. You know, Dominican.
I probably recognize him if I saw him, but I don't.
So basically, right now he's an electrician. He's doing great.
That's good.
Yeah. Look, see, but the thing is that when it comes to your dreams, you just need to have like a backup plan.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, this is your life. You know, you want to be fulfilled. You know, right? You want to do what you will make.
We gotta make one. We gotta make one.
So you know, like I understand where your dad was coming from, but like at the end of the day, there's people, right? There's like a lot of stories that come up where they're like, oh, you know, I wanted to be a musician, right? And I don't know, or like they were good, right? But like due to the fact that their parents and like other people that were like, you know, like belittling them or like, you know, like telling them, hey, you know, well, this other path is better.
When you were telling us about your father and how he would talk to you, you said what is it that you said? Oh, that's how parents should treat you, right?
Yeah.
They should be calm, collected.
Yeah,
and
collected,
looked at each other. And then we looked at each other. I don't know if you noticed that, but the reason we looked at each other.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was gonna point out, but I don't know. Like, I think that was
I understand.
I didn't think it was like my place. I didn't think it was my place.
I respect that.
Yeah.
No, it's just our dad is on that train of like, you know, he has that old mentality.
Yeah, traditional
mentality, and you know, it's we call it backwards because we're not really like that. You know, we want to push forward and hopefully chase our dreams one day.
And you know what? And especially now, it's like that Bob Dylan song, "Times Are Changing." It's like it's crazy. It's crazy how in the song it says like parents don't have control over their kids because times are changing. Right, because the kids are adapting to society and things that, for example, technology and all that.
New trends.
Right? So sometimes parents don't see the benefit of the things that we see. Right, like for example, like sadly, I have to say this, like for example, like being an influencer or like freaking or like working up the
Any old head wouldn't know.
Yeah.
My parents didn't know What's an influencer?
Yeah.
Including my mom. You ever sit around and do nothing? Imagine doing that, making money.
Making money.
Like,
So and the thing is that, and you know, and like for example, right, you know, doing that gaming and all that, but here's the thing: when it comes to this podcast, I feel like this is more productive. You know why? Because we're having constructive conversation, right? And like I feel like our opinions can actually, you know, have an impact, right?
Yeah, hopefully
And that's,
they have an
and this is the whole point of this podcast, unpopular opinion, right? Talking about things that make us feel, you know, uneasy.
Esvian, thank you for that. Because I feel like no one's getting it.
You're guaranteed to come back again.
But sure.
But that's
5 more times.
but that's what I really appreciate about this, right? Is that like this is the kind of platform that everyone should be doing, right? Not to just conforming to just one side, you know, like it's like Joe Rogan, right? Like he invites everyone. I don't know if that's like a good example because
No, it is. It's a perfect
I don't know
example.
because people have ideas about him, but what I see, right, is like he invites everyone, everyone, right? So I'm like, you know, and this is what you guys are doing too. You know, you invited Sumo. You're like, no offense, but
You know
like,
what's funny? Like the day after that, his account got shut down.
I remember. Wait. I remember. Oh my god. So basically, I remember he posted about like. He was posting about like Catholicism and like the Nazis, right? And then I texted him. I was like, "Bro, like, what is this?" And he's like, "You wouldn't know about this. Your religion is fake." Blah blah. I'm like, "Bro, I just asked you to judge me." I'm like, he was acting like God. Like, whoa.
No, but deep down, he is a great guy.
He is a great guy.
He has just certain opinions that are
He's like
unpopular.
Alex Jones, basically.
Like, Alex Jones. You know, that's who said that? He's Alex Jones.
He's our Alex Jones.
He's all right.
He's full credit for that. He's like, I'm out of that. He's like,
I think it was episode 2. You guys said that. He's
Oh yeah.
yeah. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's something that this is great, you know, just having, you know, good conversation.
I wish like our school did like some fucking like news shit.
It wouldn't go well.
I would.
It wouldn't go well.
I mean, no,
It wouldn't go well.
would have been.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It wouldn't go
I
well.
think you could attest to us. Our school was very left-leaning.
It was,
authoritarian.
and you know what it is? It's not about, you know,
ideologies.
yeah, and you know what? That's because at the end of the day, it's about being open-minded, you know? And I feel like, and it's true, at the end of the day, the school wasn't, it was, you know,
They were closed-minded.
They were closed-minded.
And we can even go back to your thing about sides. Like everyone else, ISS was ISS. If you were on the football team though, and you didn't have uniform, yo, let me just get these sweats out of this.
Or to be like,
You want to know what it was? You want to know what it was? Is it? He knew that they couldn't afford to miss a class.
Yeah.
Yeah, lacking.
and you know that's the sad part of it. But hey, now you have the equipment to do this, right? So, but like, hey, that's great. That's great.
No, and slowly we're gonna be progressing. We were talking about it last time. I do have a mic that I bought because speaking on dreams, what we were speaking on before. I like writing a lot, like I said.
No, that's great.
I want to
great.
pursue music more now than ever, just because I've been writing a lot.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Lyrics and stuff.
Well, what genre?
Rancho. Rap. No.
Remember you did that? Yo, soy that.
Yeah,
I'm cool.
We used to sing those songs.
Yeah. Yo, we're about to go back to what. I remember back in the day. Where like when me and you would say that, like I felt so proud to be Hispanic. I'm like, I felt like I was part of the field. I was like, oh,
It might take so long to spit that out.
I was like dying inside. I was like, shut down. Yeah, so yeah.
You're like, listen to my new single.
It's like inspired. I'm like, oh man.
I'm trying to do that. Actually, I'm gonna be releasing something this Friday.
Nice.
So this Friday, and then next week, and then
Okay.
from here on out, consistently.
So I'll make sure not to be in social media then.
When this video goes up, it'll be last Friday.
Yeah.
But we were just promo. I got you.
No, but you guys are really consistent with this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Every week. I'm gonna be real with you. I've been wanting to do this forever, right?
Yeah.
We brought it to him. We tried it a long time ago, just us three. I guess we weren't. We just weren't
It was
consistent.
just exploring.
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
the beginning. It's always a rocky start.
Okay.
But I'll tell you, but in reality, the consistency, it's coming from all of us for sure.
Okay.
But Xavier's been pushing us a lot.
Nice.
Right?
Nice.
We deal heavily on the conversation. You know, I love talking to people, and I
Yeah, of
always have. But Xavier does a lot of the pushing on that side. You know,
good.
and props to him. Props to Adrian
Yeah.
for editing. He's always here.
Not only editing, he's like you know contributing to the conversation.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. And you too. You started doing that too.
Like, he's looking at me more often. Yeah, because Kumo did that too.
The roast of
Look, no, but this is great, and the thing is that when I was driving here and Union City, I'm like, man, I don't know what I'm gonna talk about. I'm like, I'm the guest. What am I supposed to say? I was like, but then I'm like, no, I know these guys. You know, like
Yeah,
we're
that's-
like, you know, that's the thing. We could relate to mostly anything.
Yeah,
You know,
we've lived in the
like
Did you ever read Hatchet?
Hatchet.
You didn't read Hatchet?
I don't remember middle school.
Damn, what did you read in middle school?
I don't remember. That's the thing.
Well,
No, wait. You illiterate. No. So what I remember in freshman year, I read Ulysses. I read William Shakespeare. Yeah, Ulysses. You know. Like see, I'm not the only
know
one.
what it was called, but we know what he's talking
Wait, is it called Ulysses? Yeah,
about.
Ulysses.
Odyssey.
That was the they
Called the
know.
Odyssey.
Oh no, wait,
No, there's two
Ulysses,
versions.
no, Ulysses is the protagonist.
Yeah, no, but there's two versions. I know why. Because there's one in the Roman side and there's one in the Greek side.
The Greek
I think
side.
The Odyssey is the Greek version of that story.
That's a good point.
Okay.
That is a good point. That's a good point. I didn't. Yeah, that's a good
Ulysses
point.
was the one that we read in high school because it's
Yeah.
more advanced.
And more, yeah.
Odyssey we read in middle school.
So basically, Miss Barbieri, you know, Miss Barbieri, she in the Jose Marty. I was in honors English, and she was dude. She was
I can imagine.
she was fun.
No.
Yo, where's your mind at? Let's see an example porn. Clean your mind. Clean your mind.
The way he said it,
Hold up.
she was.
Hold up. I'll be like, you okay, bro? Is everything okay? But yeah, so basically, yeah, like she made us, for example, Ulysses, right? Dude, like this, like that, like thick, right? And we had to finish. We had to finish that in a week. Well, no, actually, technically, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday to that's 4 days, right? Yeah, we had to finish that in 4 days. And then at the end of the week, we had to write an essay. Yep. And a test. We had a test on
I
that.
used to hate when like they give you like 5 days, like they give you the week, but I still argue, but like, yo, it's 5 days, it's not a week, all right? You can relax.
Yeah.
Yeah, because no one's doing homework on the weekend.
Yeah.
But like over here, like she really emphasized, you know, homework. Like she loved giving like homework. I remember this one time, dude, I legit was up 24/7. Legit 24/7.
I used to do everyone's homework either in homeroom or in their class.
You know, you used to do that too, Dylan. He actually wrote my my essay because I was so lazy. I was like, bro, can you do it for me? I'll pay you $50. He's like, sure. Yeah, it was about gun control, and I was like, you could take care of that. I'm like, and then the first thing he said was Columbine. I was like, wow, okay, interesting.
Probably send that copy to Miss Machado.
So I was like, okay, but yeah, like she was tough. Like she was really tough. And then after that, I don't know what books. Oh, Finn and Huckleberry Finn.
Huckleberry Finn.
That one
Yeah,
page.
we can skip that. Yeah, I know exactly what
Who's your favorite character?
Oh god, that one page in the book that had the favorite word. I was like, why they're so enthusiastic?
Nah, I think the teachers handled it well. To be honest with you, it was Huck Finn and what was the other one that was based on like the characters of Huck Finn?
Tom Sawyer.
Tom Sawyer. So those two, they both had that character. Right. And I think the teachers handled it well because whenever my English teacher, which was Miss Pimentel, something like that,
Yeah.
she read that page specifically. She knew it was gonna be like a little bit controversial, and she did say it, but it was just like we just brushed past it. It was nothing like serious, you know. It was never.
You guys laughed. I know you guys.
No, not really. No. A little bit.
Was it like a little
No, don't be.
Say your piece, man.
Yeah, it's a little bit. Also, I was gonna mention one of the things I want to talk is the decoration, man.
Dude,
Like
this is
dude,
room.
This is your room.
I don't know.
Where's your bed? Where's your bed?
Dude, that's how much I sacrifice. That's how much I sacrifice.
Wow, and this is your setup, right? Nice.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, because when we were planning, if it wasn't gonna be here, it was gonna be my house.
Yeah.
What's wrong about your house?
Nothing.
No.
Oh, cats.
It's also hairy shit.
Oh man, I can't allergic to cats.
I'm allergic to
Yeah,
cats.
yeah. Yeah, you saved my life. Thank you. He's like, thank you.
The audience can see it. Instead of-
I wish.
Yeah,
I
no.
wish.
That's what's gonna be part of the change.
I wish. Yeah, I wish you could see that. Because, guys, it's amazing. It's amazing.
You wish.
Like, see, this is a little preview. But over here,
Every time I come in here, it's like when you're in Toys R Us and you smile. It's like,
yeah.
Everybody.
You know what? That's a good. Wow, you're giving some good points today. That's true. When I came in here, when I saw that, I was like, like I was just mesmerized. I was like, oh my.
Well,
God.
everybody when they come in, they're like, nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
I brought me here. Like, I know we have our own collection.
You know, I've never had anyone come in here and be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
That's 8,000. That's
why podcast. You know what? This is collectibles. That's the thing. That's the whole point.
Would you interject for me?
Yeah.
Like, you can.
I don't care
disrespect the decor.
It's all it's his face.
Oh man.
But we gotta. I'll take a picture and send it to you, so that way it's not this constant reference and no one knows what the fuck. we're talking about.
Put it on Instagram.
He's like,
When everybody's talking about-
this cat would be like, here you go. He's like, here you
When
go.
everybody's mesmerized.
Yeah, mesmerized. Yeah. But yeah, and then I remember you guys spoke about Marvel. I remember that. About like
Doctor Strange, bro. Did you watch it?
7.5.
I did not watch it.
I didn't like it.
I did not watch it.
7.5.
When you gonna?
To be
We want to go Saturday something. Well, we can talk later.
yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. So I'm not gonna spoil a lot. You saw it, right? So,
I didn't watch it.
to be
at
honest
all.
with you, Marvel has become fan service now.
Listen,
That's why I feel.
No, wait, started. No, I'm sorry.
No Way Home is so fan service. Like I feel like it didn't move me at all. I didn't feel nothing. Like yeah, oh my god, Aunt May died. Oh my god, oh he's becoming a better Spider-Man. You know.
No, I'm joking.
I was like, too bad. Here's the movie. So yeah, so I didn't feel moved at all. And like it was like it's the same formula. People are saying it now, the same formula. And then people are saying now with what's happening in Doctor Strange, like it breaks the formula. No, it doesn't.
I'm not gonna be a dick,
No, it
but it's Spider-Man. You can't
go around.
How much can you deviate from the formula?
But you know what it is when it comes to Spider-Man? There's interesting series of Spider-Man. For example, Superior Spider-Man.
That's why there's so many fucking Spider-Verse.
And the thing is that all these three, not gonna lie, I loved Tobey Maguire, I loved Andrew Garfield, I loved Tom Holland. But do I consider it as like one of the best comic book movies? No.
Okay.
No, yeah.
At that point, I wouldn't take it to like. You would want to take it to like who's in charge of making this stuff.
Yeah, it's like
I would
Kevin.
argue
Yeah.
The generation that keeps coming after.
Yeah.
Just as good as.
Yeah.
Prior.
And you know what it is? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you-
So Kevin Feige, right? He's a comic book geek,
Yeah.
right? And
That's all he knows.
And that's all he knows. That's true. That's all he knows, right? And like I loved what he produced, like what he's approved, right? But the thing is that, for example, when it comes to Spider-Man, people are like over like after when I watched it and I saw when I saw my Instagram, like, oh my god, it's the best. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, what are you?
Part of it was that.
It was the hype. Exactly. Like, yeah, when I saw... Wait, you guys saw Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
So when I saw, like, Andrew Garfield, and I was like, oh my god, yeah. Yeah. Okay, but that doesn't mean, like, the movie is good. You like, yeah, like, you had that moment of, like, you know, like, an explosion of emotion,
So
right?
what you're saying is everyone got so drunk off nostalgia. That's what
Exactly.
made them
Yeah,
think
exactly.
that
Thank you. Exactly.
A lot of people are bringing that up actually, that this new generation of Marvel is gonna build up off only nostalgia. And it might be, but we can dissect that movie for hours.
Yeah.
That movie's long as hell. But the one thing they really did that I really liked was that they set up Spider-Man's origin story in such a way so that now he can finally be alone. Because all these
I think what they're also trying to do is open up as many opportunities and as options as possible.
I agree with that. You know why? Because he didn't, for example, they didn't go in depth of like his origin, right? How
Never.
he got, and I do agree with that, but like, what the whole point of Formula is like the story, how it goes. You get me? And you know the whole comedy and stuff like that. It's the same thing. You know, it's like just the same thing. For example, Endgame. Yeah, and exactly. It's like, oh my god, like for example, Endgame, right? People going crazy. I thought Infinity War is way better than Endgame.
for sure.
I thought, like, to be honest with you, like, yeah, that part when he was like, Avengers, assemble, you know, yeah.
Tell me you didn't shed a tear.
Yeah, I did.
Now that he said that, I'm starting to understand what he's saying though,
Yeah.
because it is just that, like, it wasn't that it was the greatest fucking scene. It was because you got to see all your fucking
exactly.
childhood heroes together.
But then, for example, like when it
In the
comes
same movie.
exactly, and when it comes to the plot, when it comes to like how, like the
phase.
basically the progression to that, all that, I just didn't feel anything.
I
didn't
understand.
feel
For
like-
most people, it's not gonna be a lot,
yeah.
but
I do appreciate, but I'm sorry.
Everybody
I do
does.
appreciate the work.
Everybody
I'm not gonna lie, I do appreciate the work. They're doing fantastic, but is it the best? No. So I'm
not all of them are gonna be the best.
Yeah. And this is subjective. This is subjective.
For sure.
So, yeah, for sure.
But like
I'm right.
like
Okay.
but like I'm saying, like a lot of these movies have done a lot of shit. A lot of them have been different. A lot of them have
Yeah.
been the same, for sure. Ant-Man. For me, it's one that just to follow the formula. It's like a filler movie, right?
Yeah.
But then I watched Civil War. That movie's amazing. That's like
Okay, that's a good.
that
that's a
one's
good
one
example.
of my favorites.
That's a good example.
That's one of my favorites in terms of all the MCU, because not only did they fight for something that was real, right? A political issue.
Yeah, like privacy versus freedom.
Exactly. Not even privacy versus freedom. Protecting Earth. If you were like biased to Tony Stark's side, of like protecting
You'll
the
get
human race,
fascinated, yeah.
or protecting the heroes,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Whatever. And they kept it going, right? They kept that narrative going, and they even built that up beforehand. And then at the end, right, when they get to meet the bad guy, Baron Zemo,
Yeah.
you thought they were gonna fight these super soldiers and they were gonna come together.
Yeah.
That would have been shitty. That would have been like so basic.
Yeah, because then they would have had to win.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
But what did he do? He killed all the super soldiers and showed Tony Stark the video of Winter Soldier killing his parents. And what happens?
Yep.
They fight again.
They fight
Like,
again. Yeah.
And it was just a never-ending struggle.
The struggle, yeah.
And that movie, I think, encapsulates a real, true story with fictional characters.
Fictional
It's a
characters.
real Avengers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck,
You know what?
Age of
Ultron.
Ultron.
Yeah. No. Wait. Whoa. Time out.
He likes it. He likes it a lot.
Time out.
I like it
Time
too.
out.
I
Time
think
out.
it's-
Give me some. I liked it. I liked
Shit on
it.
it.
You know what?
I don't like Ultron.
But you know what? For example, DC, they emphasize more. They're more methodical, right? They're more. To be honest, sophisticated. They touch on topics that are more like, let's just say, about life, right? About like, oh, what's moral, what's not. You get me? Like for example, Ultron.
Trying to be humans.
Exactly. They touch more. It was heavy, right? Yeah. In Endgame, they did touch upon that, but it was just like you know,
Brushed off.
right? But like when it comes to DC brings out. I know people are gonna say, "Oh, he's biased," but but legit, that's why I've seen, right? Comparing those two is that I feel more intrigued when it comes to DC.
I understand. But let me tell you this.
Watchmen.
You're wrong.
No.
He's like just wrong. He's like wrong.
Nah. I can see where they're coming from, right, with the writing.
Yeah.
Did they capture that point? Be honest.
Okay. So this is a tricky question.
Stop getting mad.
No, this is a tricky question. Who's behind the production of DC movies?
Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers, right? They've canceled so many good. For example, the Batfleck movie, right? Dude, they legit released some parts of the script and sketches, right? Amazing, right? For example, Justice League, perfect example. The theoretical and then the director's cut.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Gotcha. Like, see, this, why are you not directing a movie? Just theoretical. Yeah. Theoretical. So, 2017, booby cheeks. I fell asleep when I first saw the Justice League movie. But then when I saw Zack Snyder's version,
You stayed
amazing.
awake for the long
all 4 hours. You know why? I stood awake? Because it was intriguing. Like, it hit me. I was like, damn, this is a really good movie.
I think why No Way Home was so good to me was because I made the connection that was gonna happen. Like, because we had talked about it months before even trailers had come out. I was like, yo, what if they fucking these
Throw Green
people,
Goblin
these
in it.
movies that all fucked up. Now that we have Doctor Strange in the mix, we get these multiverses, and it was just like it was so nice to see all that come together.
Yeah.
And it was just like shit like that. And you painting the portrait of like, yeah, we're drunk off nostalgia actually is like an eye opener for me.
For
'Cause,
sure.
Like when I think about it, Civil War probably is my favorite
Yeah,
MCU
Civil War was
movie
amazing.
because it's like
Amazing.
it has the right mix of all of it. The drama,
Yeah.
the combat was amazing, like all the
Agreed.
action cinematography,
Yep.
and it was just consistent.
Mhm.
The whole movie through. There wasn't like a scene where I was like bored. Maybe a little bit when they were talking,
You want
but
to talk
then
about like not bad stuff? Like Black Widow wasn't the best.
I
It
like
wasn't shit.
Dude, their CGI was horrible.
Yes.
Their CGI was, but that was during quarantine, so I give some slack,
Well,
you know.
my thing is that if that movie had at least released prior from her death, I think it would have done a lot more.
Yeah, I think so too. Because it's not that she's not an intriguing character for nothing. You know, it has.
It's gone.
yeah, they just had no reason to like
Yeah.
do a backstory for her.
You know what? You're right. You know, you guys are this. It just all blew my mind. Like, it's so true because, like, what's the purpose of that? You know, like, yeah, origin, right? But for example, Taskmaster, right?
I
Like,
don't like what they did with it.
I'm like,
There was a
what's the point of this? I'm like, what?
badass character in the fucking like you could have given him the best background. Like, yo, I studied behind Cap's like shit for years.
Well, I think
I could say the same thing, and then I'll still be trash at fighting. Like, I'm like
what the
you
thing
can't
is gonna happen is they're gonna segue for someone else to take the Taskmaster man.
yeah.
And I hope they do because
Yeah.
you know, what they did.
I like with the
was-
Mandarin, basically.
Yeah, how they changed the Mandarin in Shang-Chi.
But you know what's crazy though? I like how Marvel saw the opportunity to rectify the error, right? Because
Yeah.
that's what they did.
Yo, and that movie was great.
And that movie was great.
That's another one.
And
where,
not because it was, you know, minority, Asian, no.
It
You
was
know-
great because it was a great
because it
story.
was a great movie. Because you know what? Because
great martial arts movies. Right?
exactly. And you know what? I like that Marvel is starting to like get into this, right? Of like introducing other characters from other ethnicities, right? Because now Bad Bunny, he's gonna play as El Muerto, right? He's gonna be as El Muerto. I know you're paying. I know you're paying. Were you the one that posted like, yeah, I'm happy that Bad Bunny is in the MCU, but why El Muerto? Like, you could have just
No,
posted
not
someone
me.
else. It was someone that saw on Instagram. I'm like, okay, just accept the fact that he's in an MCU, you know. But like I said, Marvel, right? The MCU. You know, you could do a lot, right? They're not really going. They're going off the comics, but not a lot.
No,
you know, they're doing
that's
their
what I
own
like.
thing.
That's why Doctor Strange. I know you gave it a 7.5, and that's
Yeah.
completely reasonable.
Yeah.
But I like, not to spoil a lot. The thing I am gonna say is that it's a horror movie. It's
Yeah,
not like a
yeah.
traditional.
Yeah, I saw
No.
people on Twitter saying that it should have been rated R or some shit.
Yeah, and if it were
Really,
Rated R?
changed.
No. It wouldn't.
It wouldn't
Like,
change.
to be honest with you, the only thing that would have changed. Oh, I'm
Was the
sorry if I cut you off. I'm
gore?
sorry.
No, was the gore? Maybe.
Was the gore? It was, but define gore because what I saw that wasn't really like
no,
it's
but
not-
that's
CGI.
what they're saying to
Yeah.
the rated R.
because the thing is that the deaths that happen, and there's death, of course, there's always death in every movie, but the thing is that for me it was just like any other movie, you know, any other like superhero movie death, you know, what happened to them, right?
What?
I didn't really. It wasn't like oh my god.
Well, I mean,
like-
but like, damn, and I wish you saw it, but there were some deaths in there where you were like, damn, like what the fuck?
yeah,
Must be
like
demented.
you're like Marvel, what's going on? He's like he woke up from the bed. He's like violence.
No, but yo, and it is a pretty scary movie at some parts.
yeah.
And I like that they chose Sam Raimi to direct it because
Yeah.
He does horror.
He does horror.
Yeah.
He did Evil Dead, the first
Yeah.
like 3.
He included. Oh wait, I can't say much.
No, yeah, don't say
I
it.
can't say much.
Yeah,
But-
yeah.
Have you guys watched Evil Dead?
No.
No?
Yes. No. Evil Dead is what, the one in the mall?
No, the chainsaw guy.
chainsaw guy?
He
in the
breaks-
cabin.
We gotta watch it together, bro. It's
Amazing.
great.
Amazing.
It's fucking great.
And then they had a little like not like a
Ash,
reboot.
right?
It's like a
No.
Ash, yeah, Ash.
There you go.
Okay,
Ash.
yeah. What was that? Sorry.
yeah.
You said the.
Yeah, Evil Dead. I know that they brought it back, but like it was more like Ash and something.
It
like,
was
the title.
Ash versus-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the show too. I didn't.
It wasn't that
It
good.
was.
Oh, I haven't seen it. Like I just watched it.
The movie's great.
Yeah, the movie. Yeah. So.
The new one was disgusting.
I used to play on a game on the app that made me want to watch the movie when I was like 10. Like
The newer one?
What
Or
do you
the
mean?
old one?
Whatever
Yeah,
was out when I was like in 2008.
Oh, yeah,
'cause that's
probably,
when I
yeah.
played the game. But like there was just this game where you would like summon troops and then just defend them from the characters that were in the fucking movie, and then they would fucking come and one shot your shit, and you have to defend the Necronomicon. Or
Oh, it's probably. I think it's
Yeah.
called Army of Darkness. That game.
Yeah,
It's
that's
based
the-
on the movie.
Yeah, and that's crazy, you know, at the end of it. And, you know, as I mentioned before, I always emphasize that, you know, when we were talking about movies, my favorite superhero movie was
Morbius.
Morbius. Yo, I saw this one meme, was like the movie was so bad that the movie theaters didn't even turn off the lights. Like it popped out the whole. I was like, wow. Jared Leto, he's like, damn. He's like, damn. But yeah, like Watchmen for me, best movie. That movie really hit the core for me. Like as like a, but obviously it's not considered a superhero movie. It's more like a
Noir film.
noir
like a
film.
thriller
Yeah,
or something.
yeah. So.
It's good.
But DC has a plan for Watchmen to include into the DC, to the universe.
They're probably gonna do what they did with Rebirth, that comic line. I'll tell you one thing about DC. I love their comic books. Their movies,
I know I've been waiting.
never. But their comic books always have been good.
Yeah.
And they had a series called Rebirth.
Yeah,
And we
Rebirth.
will be ending
50,
soon, by the way, just letting you know.
Okay.
Where Flash was stuck in the, what is it called? When he's stuck in that,
Speedverse.
the Speedverse.
Yeah.
Force.
Force.
Speed Force.
Wait.
Speed Force. It's called.
Yeah, Speed Force. Yes.
He was stuck in there and he's trying to save Wally West. He's trying to save a bunch of people from dying. Because you don't know where he's coming from.
Yeah.
But there's a timeline that he came from that everyone's dead.
Everyone's dead, yeah.
And he's trying to look for a solution.
Yeah.
And then at the end, and it's the first issue. I still have it in my house.
You want one?
Oh yeah.
It's the first issue.
Low sugar Swedish fish.
So yeah, and you know, and that
Real quick, I'm sorry. What?
So basically, the DC Con, the convention, they mentioned that they're gonna do in the future. They're gonna merge Watchmen universe with the.
I mean, I know in
DC,
Dark Knight's Death Metal they made Batman as Dr. Manhattan, so like he kind of morphed into him.
Oh.
Batman Hand, I'm pretty sure they call him.
Batman.
Some people say I look like Batman. Shut up.
Well, I'm gonna say something's in the way. Great fucking episode, bro. It was a fucking honor to see you again.
It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure, man. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
But we're gonna have to end it for today, bro.
Yeah.
But we have a couple scheduled these coming weeks. Some special guests, some challenged people.
We also, in case anyone, it's gonna be up, or it's up already live last week as of now, because you guys are gonna be seeing this next Monday. But we are also now officially live on another platform called Anchor and on Spotify, so you guys can find us there. But we are not gonna upload everything like to catch up. We're gonna every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we're gonna upload all the episodes that we do have until we do catch up. So it'll probably be a week or two.
And with this, with all these streaming platforms that we're going to be on, not only can you watch the video, but you can hear us whenever you want. So you can turn off your phone. You don't have to be on YouTube watching the whole video. You can listen to us wherever.
And that's the beauty.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I'm like, do I really have to purchase YouTube Red? Like, come on.
And we're not going to make you do that.
That was my whole thought process because of the availability now. So if you have YouTube Red, you stay on YouTube. If you have Spotify Premium, you can go to Spotify. You don't have either? Go to
I have a
Anchor.
modded Spotify, so I'm good.
So check us out for sure on Anchor. Anchor's a fucking great app, by the way, to check out new podcasts.
If any of you guys want to make your own podcast, you guys can use Anchor too.
You guys are sponsored?
No, but we're trying.
Yeah, they help you eventually get sponsored, and we're trying to get sponsored.
I'll make it happen.
But yo, listen to us everywhere, and thank you for all the support, bro. It's been amazing. To be honest, with you. The sumo video has like 130 views.
Yeah.
Which is not that bad. No, within 3 weeks, that's not bad at all.
No,
That's why it's amazing for me because I know he can attest it to. Like him looking at numbers, you can like. You get into it, but sometimes you kind of get.
When you see 3,000% increases, bro.
Yeah.
No, it's huge, yo.
Like from going 50 views on normal his gameplay videos prior from this, I thought was a big deal. Like that's on average 50 people like at once.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, the jump exploits when the podcast hit like 86. I went no. So it's 76.
I hope you guys in this episode.
I hope this. To be honest, this episode should be getting like 1,000 views. Give it up for Esvian for being such a great guest.
No.
If it doesn't, you gotta beat him up now.
Nah, I'm gonna deport him.
In the podcast.
He's a
Have a great day.
great day.
To Mexico.